self-love is way more than just putting on a face mask, than eating healthy, than exercising. I feel like those things are mainly external things, where self love, I honestly feel like self love is just everything that has to do with you, the littlest things, the everyday things, what you choose to do for yourself, what you choose to say to yourself, what you choose to listen to, what you choose to read, what you choose to watch, all of those things. Like, are you going to eat junk food, or are you going to eat healthy foods? Because I feel like one of the main important contributions to self love is eating healthy. Because if you are eating junk, you're going to feel like junk. You're just consuming junk, and that fucks with your mental health. Like, that fucks with your inside organs, with, things internally. So that is going to have an impact on how you feel about yourself. That's the shit that causes anxiety, depression. If you're consuming alcohol, drugs, weed, that has a higher risk for depression, for anxiety. What you choose to watch. Are you watching the news? The news are only scaring you. They want you to live in fear, which then has no, you're just, you're full of fear, and there's no room for self-love. There's no room for love. There's no room for confidence or any of that. You're just living in fear. And that's not good. That's not a good form of self-love. There's no reason to live in fear. There's no reason to live, you know, in a world where people are telling you what's coming, what's going to happen, how you should live your life. No, you live your life how you want to. What are you reading? What are you listening to? Again, the news, music, the English music nowadays. I don't want to get too into it, but I mean, if you guys have listened to it, like it's ridiculous, to be honest. I'm not saying the music I listen to is the best, but it's way better than English music. I listen to Spanish music, and honestly, the corridos tumbados that they call them nowadays, I'm not even that into, because they're just kind of talking about dumb shit. It's not like old school corridos where they were like based on stories, shit that happened. And yeah, it might have been some crazy shit, but it's true, it was true. It's like a story. And there's just nothing like the old school Spanish music. The old school romanticas, like, I love it, like, I love those romanticas. Like, it just, like, it fills me up with love, like, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, but, what are you reading? I started reading a lot of self-love books, self-healing, self-improvement, all about the self, because it really starts with you. And that brought me to a whole nother world, dude, like the self-love world. Like, it was just things I have never heard. I have never heard about, I haven't learned about. And it was just like this awakening feeling where I was like, dude, I need to start loving me. I need to start taking care of me, because nobody else is going to do that, you know? And I need to stop relying on somebody else's love and just love my true self. It really is what you choose to do, what you choose to think. Are you currently thinking negatively about yourself, about your whole life? Are you going to continue to think negatively, or are you going to start thinking positively? It all starts internally. You have to take care of yourself, yeah, externally and internally, but I think you should take care of yourself internally first, because it all does start with your mind. That has a lot to do with what you're thinking, obviously, and what you will do. You want to make sure that you feel good about yourself internally and who you are on the inside. It's not about how you look, it's about how you feel about your true self and accepting your true self. I believe that that's the realest form of self-love, loving your true self, your true authentic self, who you are on the inside, Because, we're a soul. I believe we're all souls living this, experiencing this human experience. And it's about just letting your soul be, letting your soul guide the way. I'm very big on listening to my intuition and following my intuition because I would get all up in my thoughts. And that's why it's important to make sure you're good internally because, like exercising, yeah, that's a form of self love. But are you exercising your mind? Are you thinking negatively? Because when you go based off what you're thinking, which there are things you should think about, but what has worked for me now is going with my intuition because it's what I feel like doing at that point, at that time, in that present moment. I don't, I'm done thinking about all these scenarios, thinking about how it could go good and how it can go bad, and just all these different things. Like, I would get all up in my thoughts and just think about something. Think about it like, oh, it's gonna go like this, it's gonna go like that. Maybe you're the same way, and you just get stuck there. And you just literally waste your time just there thinking. Like, do it, take action. Even if it doesn't go the way you want it to be, you're at least doing it. And then if it goes, you know, not so positively, it's fine. You learn from it and just try it again. That's part of life. That's part of the process. Learning, messing up a couple times, learning from it. That way you don't commit the same mistake. It's all about learning.